8305. Exposure to and/or storage near which of the following is considered harmful to aircraft tires? A. Helium, fuel, oil, and low humidity. B. Low humidity, helium, and ozone. C. Fuel, oil, ozone, electrical equipment, hydraulic fluid, and solvents. The correct answer is C. These substances can cause damage to aircraft tires in a number of ways. Fuel and oil can weaken the rubber, making it more likely to crack or burst. Ozone can cause the rubber to become brittle and crack. Electrical equipment can create sparks that can ignite fuel or oil leaks. Hydraulic fluid can cause the rubber to swell and lose its shape. Solvents can dissolve the rubber, making it weak and brittle. 8306. What would be the effect if the piston return spring broke in a brake master cylinder? A. The brakes would become spongy. B. The brake travel would become excessive. C. The brakes would drag. The correct answer is C. The brakes would drag. The piston return spring in a brake master cylinder is responsible for retracting the piston after the brakes are released. If the spring were to break, the piston would not retract fully, causing the brakes to drag and creating excessive heat and wear on the brake components. This can also result in reduced braking performance and increased stopping distance. 8307. In brake service work, the term bleeding brakes is the process of A. Withdrawing air only from the system. B. Withdrawing fluid from the system for the purpose of removing air that has entered the system. C. Replacing small amounts of fluid in reservoir. The correct answer is B. Withdrawing fluid from the system for the purpose of removing air that has entered the system. Bleeding brakes is a process used to remove air bubbles from the brake system that can cause a loss of brake pressure and reduced braking performance. This is typically done by opening a valve or a bleeder screw located on the brake caliper or ING gear system's wheel cylinder and allowing fluid to flow out of the system while replacing it with new fluid until all of the air bubbles are removed. 8308. To prevent a very rapid extension of an oleo shock strut after initial compression resulting from landing impact. A. Various types of valves or orifices are used which restrict the reverse fluid flow. B. The metering pin gradually reduces the size of the orifice as the shock strut extends. C. The air is forced through a restricted orifice in the reverse direction. The correct answer is A. Various types of valves or orifices are used which restrict the reverse fluid flow. An oleo shock strut is a type of landing gear that uses hydraulic fluid and compressed air to absorb the impact of landing. To prevent a very rapid extension of the shock strut after initial compression resulting from landing impact, various types of valves or orifices are used which restrict the reverse fluid flow. This helps to slow down the extension of the shock strut and absorb the impact of landing more gradually, reducing the stress on the landing gear and the aircraft structure. 8309. A pilot reports the right brake on an aircraft is spongy when the brake pedal is depressed in a normal manner. The probable cause is A. The hydraulic master cylinder piston is sticking. B. Air in the brake hydraulic system. C. The hydraulic master cylinder piston return spring is weak. The correct answer is B. Air in the brake hydraulic system. If a pilot reports that a brake is spongy, it usually means that there is air in the brake hydraulic system. Air in the system can cause a loss of brake pressure and reduced braking performance, as air is compressible, whereas hydraulic fluid is not. When the brake pedal is depressed, the air in the system compresses, causing the brake pedal to feel spongy and reducing the amount of braking force that can be applied.